Hi, my name is Jill Arneberg. I am the GT coordinator for Franklin Public Schools, and today we're going to be talking about math acceleration. I will be giving you just a brief overview of what the math acceleration process is and how to get the referral process started. So what is math acceleration? Students who meet the district's criteria for math acceleration will be accelerated to the next grade level for math. So for example, if a fourth grade student meets the criteria, he or she would go to fifth grade math during their scheduled math time. And math acceleration is important because we know that the best method of meeting the needs of gifted students is through a flexible combination of readiness grouping and acceleration. So if you have a student that is well beyond their grade level, then acceleration is an option for them. It's extremely difficult to differentiate if the student already knows most of the content that you're going to be covering, so it's really about meeting the student's needs. Initial math acceleration criteria is important, and it's important when we think about math acceleration that we use this criteria to ensure proper placement for students and that it helps to guide our decision making. So think of a student that is performing at least 2 to 3 years beyond their peers. We also have guidelines that set criteria that ask us to look at multiple sources of data. And one of those sources that we look at is the student's SAI score at 130 and above, WKCE scores and MAP scores at 98th percentile and above. And if the student is predicted to perform at 80% and above on the following year's end of year assessment. We really want to ensure that students who are skipped a grade level have all of the necessary skills to be successful in that year and that there aren't any gaps in their learning. So that's a really important piece of assessment to ensure that their skill level is ready for acceleration. Now please keep in mind that this is for students in grades 3 through 6. Kindergarten through second grade students are looked at on a case-by-case basis through the CST process. Other considerations are obviously the teacher who's making the recommendation, student work samples, evidence of high performance in the classroom. So not just the high test scores, but is that student performing at a high level consistently in the classroom? And is that student socially and emotionally ready? Are they ready to work with peers that are older than them? And are they ready to take on more responsibility? And also please know that this is a committee decision. It's made of the building principal, the teacher who's making the recommendation, as well as the teacher who will take on that student for the following year, the GT coordinator, and also the parent recommendation, as the parents do make the final decision in the end. So when do I refer, and can I wait to refer students? If a student solidly meets the criteria, it's really important to refer them in the spring to help ensure scheduling and class placement. It's really difficult to accelerate students mid-year because of scheduling reasons, and it's hard to challenge a very high student who knows 80% or more of the material that you're already going to be covering in our spiraled curriculum. It's very important that we meet their needs and that we continue to really challenge these students. And like I said, with the everyday math, it's very difficult to challenge them because of the spiraled nature of the curriculum. Next steps for referral. Once you're ready to refer, if you have any questions, please contact me and I can give you further information and support along the way. But if you know that your student does meet the initial criteria, the first step is filling out the attached referral form and sending that back to me at Ben Franklin by February 23rd. Then I will be in contact with you about the next steps. And once I receive the form, I will contact you right away. But if you're unsure and the student meets some of the criteria and not all of it, please do not contact parents. I will contact parents after we have our initial meeting and work through the process. But if you do have parents that do have questions, please feel free to refer them to me and I will speak with them. What happens when students are referred? Once you fill out the referral form, just so you know what the process is, students who meet the minimum criteria will be doing some further testing. The teacher will administer the end of the year test, and if the student does meet that 80% criteria, then I will do further gifted assessments with the student. Then the committee will meet and discuss all of the data points, make decisions, and come up with some options for the student. I will then contact the parents, and then we'll meet again as a committee and make the final decisions in the best interest of the student. So if you have any further questions, as this was a very brief overview of the process, please feel free to contact me at Ben Franklin Elementary. Email is best, however, you can call and leave me a message as well. And once again, the math acceleration process really is about meeting the needs of the students, where teachers, coordinators, administrators, and parents have a true voice in the process.